Oh, welcome to Perfect Oxymoron. I am Derek Anthony, here again with my man,
Martin.
Dark Martin.
And we have guest again.
Special guest.
What's up, guys?
What's going on?
Introduce yourselves.
I'm Carrie.
Well, hi, Carrie.
And I'm Tony.
What's up, Tony?
How you
Is that Tony with a P?
P-T-O-N-Y. Just like pterodactyl. or
Just
like
like pterodactyl.
That's right.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
You know, everybody don't think this is the exact same. I have to say this because if not, everybody's gonna think it's the same intro.
But it is.
But it is.
Is it?
And here we go.
I'm gonna just say it again. I love that intro. Like, dude. And that's why I'm not mad at any of the quality that we shot anything in, because that opening there, it's quintessential. It speaks to exactly what we're doing.
What is central? Nice word.
You gotta put the T, but not like pterodactyl. Quintessential.
So as I was saying,
You almost got the cerebral assassin after you.
hey, bring it. It is what it is. I hear
Cerebral?
the thing when the phone
Cerebral.
rings. Yeah, exactly. The cerebral assassin. Matter of fact, yeah, instead of the phonetic killer, yeah, it's legitimately the cerebral assassin. Like, oh my gosh, I can't wait until that episode of SVU. Dun, dun. But no, seriously, that intro, that opening speaks to exactly what it is. Perfect oxymoron. Did you see the melange of references that were used to construct that opening?
I made the opening. Yes, I did my research.
Hashtag humble brag. Hashtag humble brag.
You're talking to me like I don't know what's in the video. I
Well,
made the video.
More, what I'm speaking to more is essentially how our broadcast is produced, where, you know, we have an opportunity to do some pre-pro and, you know, kind of create some structure, but it's like that rigidity, I think it would kill what we do. You know what I mean? Like, I think it trying to force ourselves to stay
I
in
think
that.
he's saying
in
he
that
doesn't
lane.
like it rigid.
And I get that. But that's so I
Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. I have to address this, because if I don't,
By all means.
that's just going to linger,
Yeah, by all
and it's, you know what I mean? Nobody wants a dangling participle just hanging in the air. So
No.
for what it is,
That would make
for
it
what
rigid.
it
If
for
it's
what
not
it
dangling,
is,
it's
Tony,
rigid.
for what it is,
Yeah.
for what it is.
Right.
I don't enjoy rigidity. If it's rigid,
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
As long as it's not too close to me. You understand? As long as it's not in my personal space. If it is in my personal space, then I know what's happening. I know what it's about. But if it's rigid outside of my personal
Right.
space, keep it out of my personal space.
So no necrophilia.
Why? Why do these things go this far? Okay, I'm sorry. So you did the reference material. You pulled the reference.
Well, now I want to continue this conversation. It just started to get interesting.
Did it?
Once it got interesting, you're
I
like,
said necrophilia. How's that interesting?
Because now we got listeners that are going to look that up and find out what it is.
How dare you? First of all, if you're looking
I'm
things
sorry,
up,
can I
I
insult our
apologize.
listeners?
If you're looking things up, I apologize. That's our fault. There should have been a disclaimer.
Disclaimer, do not look up anything
Yeah, like-
you don't want to know.
Yeah, because here's the thing: no one's telling you to look anything up. We all know.
Oh, that's
what
right.
that
No,
results
you don't look it up.
in, okay? If you choose
You
to
can Google it.
if you choose to Google any reference that we're making, at some point we'll have a little card down here that will give you the phonetic spelling. That way, when you have an aneurysm,
and that's with a P, right?
you know it's due to the yes,
P.
A P like pterodactyl.
P like pterodactyl or pneumonia. But
Or
this
pneumatic.
this is all this is all thanks to the cerebral assassin, Tony, with a P.
Oh, I want to hit my bike when I do that.
Yeah. So I'm sure this is how the Howard Stern show started off.
Oh,
Oh.
do you know that? Wow.
Actually, it started off with one guy in a really small radio.
I know, like you remember, like did you ever hear not the movie broadcast they did, but the original broadcast? That dude was trash.
Well-
Because because he didn't know what he wanted to talk about.
He did, and he just talked about whatever he wanted to talk
But
about.
he got there over time. Like originally, his original stuff, it was very sad.
See, so make sure that you guys click on like on the things that you do like, because we'll give you more of that.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
and
wow.
definitely subscribe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay,
that's without question.
okay, because your subscriptions let us know that we're doing okay, or that we're at least a point that you're willing to stop by and spend some time.
And we also know that the cerebral assassin did not take you out if you're
Yes,
subscribing.
if you're
Yes.
subscribing, we'll definitely check in on you because we know how that works. Embolisms, anytime.
But no, I sat down one night and I kind of drew like a not a script, but like a platform.
Oh, you mentally mapped it out.
Right, I mentally mapped. Well, I actually physically mapped it out.
Would that be
Oh,
an
word?
outline?
An outline. Thank you. Cerebral assassin comes through, in the pinch.
You better be careful. You keep getting them kudos. Poof. That's
Right, I'm done.
yeah.
Done.
I see that tumor growing hard.
Yeah.
Oh
like,
yeah.
You're helping it zero in.
But I laid out what I wanted to do.
Right.
And then I had to go find that. So basically, I spent about 2 days doing a video scavenger hunt through the internet to find exactly
Right, the
the
pieces.
pieces that I wanted. Because I already knew what I wanted and how I wanted it.
That makes sense.
So that's all
And
it
those
was.
are good things to know.
And again, what I'm speaking to is like it also speaks to what we're doing. Like,
It does.
I'm sure you're aware of that, but every time I see it, I'm always like, man. And so the last time we recorded, it was just like it felt forced. It felt real fake.
That's what happens when it's rigid. It feels forced.
I agree. But you can't.
Look, look at his gears going. See, I don't know where his mind goes.
No. What I'm considering is if it's rigid, right? First of all, if it's rigid, why would it feel forced? Like, who's doing? Like, I don't know where you're coming from with that. It sounds like that whole priest at a softball game thing again, where it's
No,
like,
Little League. See,
oh,
you gotta get it. If you're going to tell a joke, you gotta get it right.
Pardonnez-moi.
Sweating like a priest at a Little League game.
Sweating.
Because priests
Sweating like a priest at a little league game.
around little boys tend to sweat a little bit.
Hold up, though. You didn't say it was a little league game with just boys.
I did say Little League.
Yeah, but
See,
what,
that's
little
cultural-
girls don't
that's
play.
cultural, though.
Little girls don't play little league ball.
I don't know, do they?
As far as I know, they're able to.
They are able to.
Yeah. So
But
so
I
this
think-
priest
I
who's
think-
sweating,
See, I think that's
is he?
showing your age.
is he
though,
feeling
because
conflicted?
In our day,
I am old.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am old.
Back in the day, little girls didn't get to play.
Well,
No, they had
do.
softball.
do they have co-ed Little League
Yes.
teams now?
It's
Yes, they do.
2018, man.
Yeah, there's co-ed everything.
Yeah, like seriously, a man and a woman can walk to the same bathroom now.
We have.
A man
Girls
dressed
in
as
our
a
high
woman
school
can go
football
into the
teams.
same bathroom.
Okay,
Same thing.
I'm not judging. So if I see a dress, I'm just like, okay, no business.
Well, I see a personality. If you have a certain personality, who cares?
Hold up. Did you just confess to your mutant ability? You can see a personality?
Yeah, everybody can see I can see your personality.
Damn. Word.
I can see
Mine?
her, yeah, I can see her personality.
What my personality look like?
Awesome. That's why you're here.
See, my
Well,
personality
looks like he's
is
a
way
visual
out
image.
here.
Right. Is it green and invisible?
Yeah.
I have the personality of a cabbage, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, no, I'm just saying you can see. You
Right.
can see personality.
I got you. You can see traits.
Right.
Of
He's
a
got personality.
Right. And you can see
He does.
body language. You can
Man,
see
moist voice over there.
You can see.
Did you say moist voice?
You got the moist voice. I hear you. That's like,
You just better stop it.
there it is. You got
Scratch
the
your
moist
eyes out.
voice. Yeah, I'm doing the moist voice over there. Like, Tony.
What's the
Why is it moist?
Because, man, do you not hear the ends of his words? Like that. Your mouth is not dry speaking like that. You're not. I'm sorry. If I'm the one who has to say it, I'll say it. His mouth is not dry. This is not from personal insight, mind you. This is overall observation. Because I know in order
Yes.
for me
Now,
to
he has put
like
nothing in my
this-
mouth.
Pardon.
To my knowledge. Anyway, I mean,
Pardon.
Oh, see,
So,
we don't
are you
know
checking
what
oil?
Johnny
Is it
said.
is it a quart low?
See, this is
See, this is
This
how you can tell.
conversation degraded very well.
Oh, rapidly.
So when you see the little red bar here at the bottom, pay close attention because it will say something about
Mature audiences only.
Yeah, advisory.
Absolutely.
Audience advisory.
Mature audience to hear the immature subject matter.
Hey, but you know what? The cartoons back in my day had all
Jesus
this
Christ! This man
suggestive
just said.
stuff that I didn't even pick up when I was a
Do you
kid.
know how many times Bugs Bunny snorted cocaine?
I mean,
If you
he
go
was,
back-
he was cross-dressing.
If you
so
go back
he had
and watch
issues.
some of them, he's chopping up like carrots into little tiny strips and snorting them and going nuts. And right? And if you go back and you look at the stuff, as a kid, you're just like, oh, he's snorting carrots. As an adult, you're like, holy cow! I watched this.
I'm still good with that. I'm still good with everything every cartoon character has ever done. I'm good with Donald Duck when he was doing the air hump.
No.
Well, I mean, it
No.
represented our culture at the time.
Hold up. What do you mean? No.
Because
Adults were making the cartoons. They knew what they were doing.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
I know.
So
I mean,
you're
that's-
uncomfortable with it now?
No, I'm uncomfortable with everybody freaking out about it.
Oh, okay.
So here's the thing that really upset me back in like watching these older cartoons. So
Is there a particular cartoon, or we're just talking about an era?
well,
Animation.
There was
general.
a lot of
'Cause there's a
messed
lot of-
up stuff.
Like what? Hold on. I'm sorry. I will allow my voice to not be heard while you're speaking.
Yeah, go ahead.
But what is the messed up stuff, man? Come on. What is
Okay.
the messed up stuff?
Just one. I mean, you got to think these are kids that are watching this. There's one with Porky Pig.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, well, son of a bit, son of a bit, son of a bit,
Okay.
gun.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do know kids weren't writing the shows, right?
Well,
Adults
no, but
were-
kids, but that was
But
the audience.
here's the thing: you're looking, and this is
The
probably going to
original
speak to more of what your point is. The idea is children have a limited frame of reference, okay?
Yes.
And because of that limited frame,
Well, not
it
so
is-
much anymore because
Oh, but
My
we're not talking
generation
about.
has taught them
But we're
that.
not talking about right now. We're talking about when you were young.
Yes.
When I was young. The idea is you have a
The age of
limited frame of
innocence.
reference, and the limitations of your reference enable things to be entertaining because they're not speaking to anything directly. I apologize. This is something I'm very passionate about
No,
because for what it is, animation is fine. They're like people have a problem with SpongeBob now. Oh, SpongeBob is ignorant, or whatever. The thing is, SpongeBob is an excellent illustration of entrepreneurship.
let me
versus-
let me just clarify. I don't have anything against those cartoons.
Okay.
I'm just saying that there was things in those cartoons as a child I didn't recognize that. I
Yeah,
recognized
you're not
that.
supposed to. You're
Yeah.
a child. You have a limited
But
frame.
why
If you
are they
knew-
in there?
The
Because
original cartoons were not made for children, they were made for adults.
No.
Well, that's true.
they were made by adults for adults. The
That's
same way animation works now. Like anything that it's the difference between Disney in the morning now, where you got Mickey Mouse Clubhouse versus some of the original Disney animations.
Well, no, I get it. That's why Cartoon Network has
Yeah, a whole block,
their
Adult
cartoons,
Swim.
and then they have the Adult Swim.
a
there.
whole block of cartoons.
Right.
Yeah,
But I'm referring to Saturday morning cartoons that we
Yes.
watched
yeah,
as kids.
yeah.
And
Like
they
what?
were marketed, toys were sold for children. And these had such explicit material in them.
Like what?
Okay, for example, you had certain characters that would walk around naked. A lot of Disney cartoons, you know, your
Well,
Goofys,
Donald Duck walked
Donald
around
Duck.
without pants. He
Right.
had his shirt
He had
on,
his shirt
but no
on.
pants. Why did he
But
have
when
pants?
they go to the
Because
beach,
he was a sailor. Like you wouldn't know he would just be a white duck if
so
he
if you're
didn't
a
have a
sailor, you're allowed
hat
to
and a
go walk
shirt.
around without pants. Is that what it is?
In their world, it is.
right? But when he went to
Just
the beach,
because he's full of semen?
He wore the full.
he wore the full like onesie with the stripes.
Yeah.
Even though he walked around all day with just a shirt.
Right.
I mean, when Tom went to the beach, he wore a onesie.
Right.
But other than that, he would always be naked.
He was naked. Right.
The thing is, how are we even calling that naked? Fur covers everything. Like he's
So
good
What's the point of having them?
in a one.
So if I grow
because
big
he's
enough-
at the beach.
If I grow a big enough bush, I can walk around naked because it's covering my
Hey,
junk?
bruh, if it covers, I mean, that's your life. I'm not running your life. I refuse
I mean,
to
if
dictate.
it looks like you're wearing a grass skirt, that's cool. Like, yeah, go for it.
I ain't
No one
gonna
even
lie.
noticed.
If it looks like you wearing a grass skirt, you got large issues. Like if your hair is just that long in one area, your
360.
life, your life
360
is
degrees.
right. Hold on, your life is right because honestly, you would never have to buy pants ever again.
Well, you know, my hair on my ass, you can call me Jumanji. You know what I mean?
Wow. I just met you, man.
Wow.
I'm good.
I've known you for a while, and that's in my head.
I don't want to.
Like it's,
He said Jumanji.
He was
So he's
talking
got
about
rhinos.
Mouse.
He got rhinos and warthogs shooting out of your asshole. Every time someone opens up to play.
Now you're talking about my gastrointestinal issues.
I
That's
mean,
not
hey.
Hey, he said whenever somebody opens it up to play, and my mind just went. So.
But you know what I mean? Like, but that's where it went.
Well,
Like, he said,
your mind went south. Can it go any more south than
He
what
said, with the hair on my ass, we're call it Jumanji.
we're in Antarctica at this point in time. Like, there's no, you can't go any farther south.
First of
than
all,
back north
this
again.
barrel has no bottom.
Thank you.
You know, that reminds me of the
Bottomless
riddle.
barrel.
If you're in a room with all southern exposure and a bear walks by the window, what color is it?
I have no clue.
It's a riddle. You have to think of something.
No,
Say
I'm
that
not.
again.
I'm good.
If you're in a room with all southern exposure and a bear walks by the window, what color is it?
The room?
White.
The bear.
Oh.
Thank you.
White.
Yes. So why is that?
Because you're at the North Pole.
Exactly. See, she's smart.
I heard you explain it, and I still don't get it.
If you're in a room with all southern exposure, you're at the northernmost point.
Yeah, like there's nowhere else
It's
to
got
look
all southern
from.
exposure. You look.
And a
south.
bear walks by, so obviously,
But then again, there aren't any bears in the South Pole.
no, they're not.
Just
And that,
penguins.
and that's why it
North.
narrows it down to.
I know, but
Okay.
yeah.
That's why it narrows it down to
Yep, it's a white
being
bear.
being in the Arctic, being in the Arctic Circle. Yeah, that was a good one.
And do you want
Thank
to hear
goodness we
something
got
really,
somebody
really
with
funny?
brains in this group.
Do you want to hear
Right?
something really, really funny? Their fur is not white. Their fur is clear. Their skin is like
This is true.
So it's kind of like the invisible cabbage.
yes.
No, it's nothing like the invisible.
Well, if you
you
want
can
to get
still see a
technical-
polar bear.
If you want to get technical,
So keep in mind when polar bears are walking around naked, don't stare.
wait. Are they naked if they're not wearing clothes?
Hey! I was just
Oh,
saying the
they
same
make
thing
it
about
completely
Donald and
shady.
Tom the cat, but y'all choose to believe what you want to
But,
believe. So.
and here's the question: because their hair is clear. So if their hair is clear, it's kind of like a woman in sheer clothing, right?
Well, it's kind of like a woman in saran.
Are you
wrap,
comparing women to bears?
Hey,
Yes.
you know what? I went into my psychiatrist the other day. I was just wrapped in saran wrap.
This is okay. You just call women bears?
No. He did not say we were.
He said it's like a woman in lingerie. But are you staring at
Are
bears'
you just
nipples?
you were just making up your own words to this, aren't you?
I mean, no, I'm really honestly, I heard something and it piqued my interest, and now my mind is going on
Sheer
tangent.
material just not naturally went to lingerie.
Well, yeah, because what else is sheer top? There's generally something beneath it.
So wait, you
Or even a beach
no,
cover.
you can't. I'm still on this whole clear
Like a
thing. You
sarong?
can't have. They just have no pigment.
Is that like a sarong?
Right.
They're just lacking pigment.
Well, what I was saying, I went into my psychiatrist. I walked into the office just wrapped in saran wrap, and he looked at me and says, "I can clearly see your nuts."
That was beautiful, dude.
Thank you.
That was beautiful.
That was impeccable delivery.
Oh man, that was. That was. Okay, so I got one. I got one. And I remembered it from earlier.
Let me just point out, this is apparently the outcome of watching messed up cartoons.
Yes.
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 Okay,
As an adult, like
your
as a
joke.
kid,
This
It
is
brings
this is
it all
why
out.
this is why my parents did not let me watch Beavis and Butthead,
Right?
and this is why I did it anyways.
Beavis and Butthead was tame compared to the cartoons we watched as a kid.
Right, you were just talking about bugs chopping up carrots and snorting
Yeah,
lines.
I ain't joking. I guarantee if we look it up right now, we can find Bugs Bunny.
Oh, there's far worse stuff than that going on in 1930s, 40s, and 50s Warner Brothers
Oh,
animation.
absolutely.
Way
Absolutely.
worse stuff than that.
Oh, you talk
And let's talk about all the penis imagery in the Disney cartoons.
Not you too, man. Is that you too? You go on there too?
That's true.
That is true though.
It's not true.
It
it's
is true.
No, it's an opinion. It's
Well,
an opinion that has now been spoken about so much, it is now accepted as a truth. That's not what it is. But if you want to believe it, I can't knock what you believe, bro.
Well, Disney
You
has
see what you want to see. I understand.
Yeah,
I
honestly,
understand
that's what it boils down to.
Disney has done that for years though, and they.
But there's a scene in the
I know with the
with the mice. It's an older cartoon. Mice are on a roller coaster outside
the great detective, the great Escape.
I can't remember what it is.
The Great Mouse Detective.
Rescuers Down Under.
Is it?
Yes, Rescuers Down
Rescuers.
Under. Thank you. Yeah, the smart one. They're on this like roller coaster or something outside of New York City, and there's clearly in the window you see the silhouette of two people having sex. But there were artists that would put those little tiny minutia in there that wouldn't get found out till later, like in The Lion King, where he collapses into the dandelion.
I know, but that's actually been disproved. It actually says SFX. It's sound effects.
Right.
But everybody thought it said sex for the last time.
Right. Yeah, sure. That's what it says.
Well, I know. It could be covered up, but who knows?
Everybody sees the word sex because, well, what's always on everybody's mind?
Well, it's after the whole
Excuse me, Mrs.
after the whole dildo on the Little Mermaid cover.
Right?
No one believes anything Disney says about that kind of stuff.
My whole
Do you
thing is
blame them?
the reality of it is most animations were done by older guys who were sophomoric in their outlook, and so yeah, I mean, if you scrutinize
8% of Americans.
So if you scrutinize anything, you can find, sophomoric reference or anything that's not necessarily 100% sanitized. I mean, that's a given. I mean, look at where our conversation just started and where it degraded to. And it's not because we're all sitting around like, oh, this will be excellent to talk. It's because that's the natural progression. Like, we're always the children that we were.
Yeah.
Even when you become sophisticated and mature, there's still that child within you that's like,
I'm still 12 years old mentally.
Okay.
I think a lot of us are though.
Wow.
Who actually, okay, do you
You're just a
actually
smarter
mature
version
after
of a
13 years old?
I'm a very mature 12-year-old.
Does anybody ever actually mature after 12 years old mentally? You
Actually,
might learn more things, you might know more things, you might learn how
Here's-
to behave.
here's where
but
the-
your
here's where
brain
the-
at a basic point is always 13 years old.
here's where the science comes in on that. At 12 years old is when your brain starts to develop, and that portion of your brain that tells you what's right and wrong, what tells you about what consequences, like let you think ahead, that says this could turn out bad, disengages. Now in women it does re-engage at an earlier age, but it doesn't re-engage in men until around the age of 25, which is why you see all these kids on YouTube doing all this stupid stuff because they're not thinking about the consequences. They're not capable of it. That part of their brain is disengaged.
No, that makes sense though.
It does.
It does.
Well, I always look at it as your personality after a certain age, 15, 16, 14, whatever you actually want to say the age is. It's not that you change. Your mentality is always going to be the same. It's just you've learned how to channel it and when to hide it.
Yeah.
You're a product of your environment. You pick up the
Right.
pieces of those around you, and you integrate them into your own personality.
Because an
Absolutely.
8-year-old at a funeral doesn't know he needs to behave.
Right.
So he's gonna continue to live his life like he always has.
I see that.
Right. And then as they get older, they learn
Right. Through experience.
that this is no longer appropriate to do in this location.
I
have
never
to
learned
wait.
that. I never learned that.
Not everybody does.
Not everybody does, but I think you do. I know you're messing around, but
No, he might not be.
well, after seeing you at work, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, but that's at work though. Like, who wouldn't be depressed there?
Right, and I get that, but in most situations,
Well, I'm not depressed because I'm still 12 years old at work.
And you're murdering people with phonetics.
That's right. Hooking on Pahonics, working
those-
for me.
Yeah,
With
you're
those-
cerebrally assassinating people.
with those silent K's and those silent P's.
Silent P's are the most notorious.
Have you ever been to Pahonics?
Phoenix, guys, Phoenix.
And that's how he gets them. That's exactly how he gets them. Without an interpreter.
By the way, I am going to do the whole pterodactyl thing at work one day.
Why not?
I'm going to do it.
Or
It's
pneumatic.
You're really
You know?
going to tell them pee like pterodactyl?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I'm gonna
fine.
do
You
it.
gotta respect that. You have to have some type of fun. And there's some people who deserve that. Like,
there
legitimately.
are,
There's some
trust
people
me.
you talk to where it's like, I've given it to you. I've explained the situation for what it is, and you're still refusing to hear the words that I'm speaking. So yes, it is spelled just like pterodactyl with a P. Remember that. Remember, it's spelled just like pterodactyl. So P like pterodactyl.
Right.
That works.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I just got to find a reason to say P.
The cold thing is people gonna spell pterodactyl with a T. Like the majority of people, even though you're saying P, and even though you're saying P as in pterodactyl, they're still gonna go T.
Why are we so popular when we're recording?
Who knows?
That's a very good question. Because when
you know that's Murphy's Law, right?
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
When
Anything that can go wrong with.
The thing is, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just the idea it's a distraction, and it takes away from the overall experience of what we're producing.
Last week when we were recording, we started recording, phone rang, so we had to stop.
And then
our neighbor started mowing the grass.
Yep.
And we're like, okay, we're just trying to think of stuff while he's mowing, then when he's done mowing. And then our neighbor...
What? There's neighbors? We're not in a studio?
We're kind of in a studio.
Well, thanks for blowing it up, Tony. Thanks.
We're kind of in a studio.
No, we're in a studio. Thanks, Tony. Thanks a lot.
I thought we were.
Took us right out of
have neighbors in a studio.
It doesn't mean because you don't have people living around.
There's other studios. There's other studios.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, this is 6A. This is 6A.
All right.
Studio 6B's down there.
Across the hall.
6C's over there.
Neighbors across the hall were mowing their lawn.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's absolutely correct.
Yeah. We don't know what they're filming over there. All right? That's their business. They're shooting over there is what they're shooting over there.
They're filming a lawn care commercial.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So the studio next door started mowing while we were recording. And then the other studio on the other side of us was doing a car video, so he was working on some cars, revving the engine. So it was hard to really kind of go, wow, we have to keep stopping or we have to deal with that noise.
Yeah, can't wait till they put in that soundproofing.
Right. We get the foam padding on the wall where...
Right. Then
Speaking
everything
of
doesn't have to be so
oxymorons, we had to
rigid.
keep stopping.
You know what? I don't even think you should have told them the name of the show. You should have just been like, "Hey, I got a camera."
So
Okay, when you invite somebody over to your house and say, "Hey, I got a camera,"
Studio.
it does not always sound appropriate.
First of all, that's your mind. That's your mind, because somebody say I got a camera. You like, oh, we putting a video together. You like, we put a video together.
Okay, so wait.
No,
Apparently that's the difference between the male and the female perspective. So
Is it?
some guy walks up to me, "Hey, I got a camera."
Oh,
I'm gonna stop.
first of all, you did not address it as some rando. like I'm leaving Popeye. I'm leaving Popeye. Some guy's just like.
Okay, somebody that I've been talking to at work. Somebody I know fairly decently says, "Hey, I got a camera over at my house. You want to come over?" What am I supposed to? Oh no! Wait, what?
Nah, that's not even how.
I think honestly, I got to side with her on that because I think if Martin. I think if Martin had presented it to me that way, hey, I got a camera. Why don't you come over? I'd have been a little bit leery.
dude, I'm that's exactly what I said to you.
No,
respectfully.
I'm doing a podcast.
Podcast.
No,
See, and the discussion came about because my idea of a podcast doesn't involve cameras.
Oh boy, it's just.
Well, what I said to you
because I'm from an older age.
Somebody's house seems a little sketchy.
No, respectfully, I give you that. If I'm working with somebody, just like, hey man, I got a camera.
That's actually what I said to you too.
No, it's not. You said I have a studio setup.
Right. And I could also say I have a sex dungeon in my basement.
Yeah, I mean, either way, I'd have been like, that sounds.
Could be in the sex dungeon in the basement.
But do you see where your mind started at versus? Oh, that's interesting. Like
I could have literally had a sex swing hanging from the ceiling and be like, hey guys, you can come over and do a podcast.
First of all, if those two things,
as long as I'm not the one in the swing,
as long as I have nothing to do with the swing, unless you're saying I'm renting this or I'm making this available, should you have, peoples you want to talk about.
Yeah, and second, I want to make sure that you bought the swing too, and it's not something that.
It's not a hand-me-down. That'd be terrible.
Ew.
But do you clean it off?
Sandy wipes.
Ew.
So wipes? I'm
Sandy
thinking
wipes.
you just gotta steam the whole thing.
They have Clorox wipes.
No.
Leather is porous, my friend.
No.
My man
So
said
are
they
the
got.
wipes.
He said they got Clorox wipes. I respect that. I respect that.
If the
That stops the flu?
If Clorox does not clean it, it's not going to die anyway. It's like there's nothing you're going to do to get rid of it.
Right, so you can get Ebola from sharing sex swings.
Oh.
Ooh.
No, you can. I mean, there's not even a question about
I'm
that.
saying, like,
Obviously,
you probably get, like,
What would
Ebola.
you do to that sex swing?
You can get ringworm. You can get a lot of things.
Apparently, I rolled the dice and I lost. Snake eyes.
I mean,
Oh.
because
You the one who started this. What are you lying about? You the one who's
there's a lot of
I'm yucking about a used sex swing.
I'm a little bit terrified about the Ebola sex swing because there's
You wouldn't know it had Ebola.
There's body fluids coming out of multiple places that you don't
and
want
that's
coming
all
out
I'm
of
saying.
there,
But
and why are you
Clorox.
putting them in a swing at
But
that point?
Clorox. Honestly,
Did you say butt Clorox?
Yes, I did. That's what Clorox is for. It's for cleaning ass prints off of sex swings.
Maybe I should use that on the hood of my car.
If you have ass prints that may have been infected by Ebola, wasn't infected with Ebola. That's good.
Ebola,
Then
no Ebola.
way to roll, sir. Way to roll.
Yeah.
7 or 11. 7 or 11.
I am not picking up people that are like.
First of all, here's the thing about that. Your life.
Picking
No
up
judgment
minus
here.
out,
No judgment here,
Picking up
but if
vegetables.
Saturday nights can get lonely, and it comes down to what you can get at closing. So
I'm just saying that they make designer cleaners for these exact objects.
Now you are correct about that. Yes.
Yes,
sir.
they
Because I watched the making of those sex, like the $5,000 real sex dolls.
Oh yeah,
That
those
was
are
on How to Make.
That
Yeah.
disturbs me.
yes.
That I watched it or that it exists.
That it exists.
Oh, okay.
That they have 3 different orifices.
They do. They do.
Human
And
beings
there's a
have-
guy.
Exactly.
There's a guy in
That was so
Idaho.
realistic.
And by the
Their
way,
penises are detachable, by the way.
Illustration of what degenerates are
And
produced.
now we have gone to like
The degeneration.
Do you know they're making them to where they have like animatronics in them?
Yeah, they even programming AI in.
Yep.
but I'm just saying. So I watched this guy in Idaho. By the way, that's a perfect place to live if you're cleaning sex dolls for a living.
Right.
Idaho.
Do you know they just canceled the last Miss America pageant?
Cause Idaho.
Nobody wanted to be Miss Idaho.
Well, I must die every day because I use the bathroom.
You know, the human brain weighs 10 pounds.
Man, what's his name? Lip Nicky. That's an ugly dude now, man.
Right?
Did you ever see that rap battle? Him versus what's him doing? Topanga.
A new one?
You saw the Lip Nicky versus Topanga, right?
No.
Oh, you
Versus
gotta
who?
check that. Topanga, whatever. her name-
Topanga?
Yeah, Topanga Lawrence from.
I had the biggest crush on her.
I know, right? Oh man.
That must have been your guys. I don't know.
Her and Six from Blossom.
Yes.
Yo,
Yes.
it's some crazy looking things in this world.
But
Both of them
you know,
qualify
with a name
as
like
hyper
Topanga,
exotic.
you know she got around because that's Canyon size right there. You know what I'm saying? Topanga Canyon.
Is that a real king?
It is. It's in California.
Is it?
Go ahead. Google that shit.
Not that shit. Topanga Canyon. Because that sounds interesting. Is that a real place? Oh, I
See,
Okay, while I am Googling this, you have a joke.
Oh, you had to remind
I
me.
forgot again.
Hold up. We should become stage manager, man. I didn't know we was.
Hey, I am female. I automatically.
Oh, okay. I remember now. So there's a lady. Her husband just passed away. They're at the funeral. And she's crying and everything like this. And the man who just passed away, his brother,
Oh, wow.
wants to speak. So he goes up in front of everybody, and he just says plethora, and then walks over and sits down. The widow turns around to her brother-in-law and goes, "Thanks, that means a lot."
I think that's what she was named after, right there.
So I got one laugh.
right,
Okay,
hippie
okay.
chic.
I got one laugh, and that's it's all you get is one.
Oh no, this is not laughing at the joke. This is laughing at you.
Don't
There's
matter.
a big difference
Don't
in those
matter.
two things.
Look,
I'm
she's not
encouraging
laughing
the
with
dad
you.
joke.
She's
Look,
laughing
y'all-
at you.
Hey, that's fine.
Y'all cool
I got
like
one
that.
laugh. I got one.
I
laugh.
don't. I like once he said plethora, my mind left. I was like, that's too much. That's
You know, my mind went to cornucopia when he said plethora.
really
Yeah.
synonyms though.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I respect it, but as soon as you said it, is this really a joke? Like, why? No joke I've ever heard uses the word plethora.
Because a cornucopia is a noun. It's an actual physical thing.
Right. It's not an adjective.
But it's full of
Right.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, but here's the thing though. I've never heard a joke
Like him.
that
He's full of stuff.
incorporated the word plethora.
I'm full of all
Well,
kinds
now
of
you
stuff.
have.
And so, no, I have not. That's the thing. I still have not heard a joke that incorporated the word plethora. That just sounded like an anecdote. Using the word plethora automatically converts a joke into an anecdote. Yeah. Think about it.
I'm gonna go
'Cause-
back and replace that. Hey,
'cause
guys, I got an antidote for you.
yeah, there you go. Take two.
So he says plethora. The
She
widow turns
turns-
around and goes, "Thanks, that means a lot."
Wow.
See?
Wow.
That's my antidote. It's pretty
Wow.
funny, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. Whoa.
Heck yeah.
Woo, need to calm myself down. So that right there is I believe she was named after that place. I think she mentions that in the story when she draws the lipstick on her face. When she drew on her face and did that weird dance, and Corey was looking at her all crazy.
Big gaping hole. That's all I gotta say.
But that's not even. Come on, man. Don't put that on her like that. Just let me have my ideas of it, man.
I'd still crawl in there.
Crawl?
Oh.
You gotta fall in. You gotta fall in.
You're gonna need a.
Parachute, man. A
That's base jumping.
Look, you gotta. Look,
Make sure you have a bungee cord.
You gotta swoop in like a pterodactyl. You understand? Swoop in.
Dive.
Like a pterodactyl.
Today's episode is brought by letter P.
Go into that G-force dive.
Brought to
Do
you.
you know what I really want to do? The squirrel suits. Or the gliding suits.
Tell me what you want. What you really, really want.
I'll tell you what I want. What I really, really want.
Hold on. Why would you wanna do the gliding?
Because I don't.
And we are the only two laughing.
Well, I mean, but why would you want to do the gliding?
Because I don't want a parachute.
Bro, if a tear happens, you're not parachuting. Okay? You're falling to your death.
Same thing happens in your parachute.
Right.
Yes,
If a
but
tear happens,
But at least
you're
on a
falling.
parachute, you have like strings that help
right.
you.
That's what I was thinking. At least. Oh no, don't those suits come with a small mini
You have a
ship?
standard parachute on. That's how you get down.
So you just want to glide because it's.
Oh, see, the glider
I
helps
would
you
love
stay in
to
the
do
air
that.
for longer. You have less
Give me-
free fall, but
give me a
more
second.
like you
I
have to
wanna
go
do
up
this.
into an airplane to do it.
Right.
Now,
You
see,
just
I've
need height.
been skydiving and I love it. I
Do
want
you?
to go again.
Is that Topanga?
I don't believe that is Topanga Canyon.
It's
No.
not big enough, huh?
It's not big.
Not a wide enough canyon.
That's right.
Oh, this buildup is ridiculous.
And you don't have to get in a plane either. That's another. I don't want to get in a plane. I've been in enough planes.
Just jump. Come on.
Well, why would anyone jump out of a perfectly good airplane?
Because it's
Exactly. You can jump off a perfectly
Because
good
they
cliff.
ran out of Antiguan rum.
fun, right? Oh. The rum is a beautiful thing.
This build up. Come on, man. Just do it. Oh, he looked like he smacked right into the side. He looked like he smacked right into
They
the
cut
side.
that. They cut away on that because he wasn't.
And that's why I want to do it.
Oh, did they all jump from different places
Yeah.
in the same area?
You know what? Here's what I want to know. How do you land in that thing? Because that's got to be a rough
it's like the
landing.
parachute.
Yeah.
Once
Like,
you start getting so close to the ground, you pull your chute.
yeah.
Like when you're close enough to the ground that you are ruffling the grass on your way past
At that point, I think you've missed the point to pull
to
the
have a parachute.
parachute.
No, it's kind of like think of it more as, it's not a parachute to help you land, it's a parachute, it's kind of like a dragster on a,
Like a drag race.
Yeah, slow you all the way
so it's
down.
gonna, when you pull your chute, it's gonna slow you down, and then you're gonna,
Oh, so you
So then
don't
you're
do a
gonna
face
start,
plant.
like,
You just kind of
walk
skip.
it.
right.
Yep.
You just get dragged through rocks, that's about it.
Yeah, hey, that's
No, I could definitely see me not doing that because it's just not my thing.
But here he goes, he's probably gonna end up pulling his chute soon, or not.
I like the design on that one.
The Red Bull.
No, the fact that it doesn't just look like bat wings. It had the
Uh-huh.
actual plain wing shape to it.
See, that's so cool. I'll do that in a heartbeat if the opportunity ever arises.
What did they like?
It's just
Isn't it only a couple $100? Like $400?
Oh, that would be awesome right there.
Ooh,
no, that's just
face full of
the
water.
same thing parachuters use. It's just to do decorations while you're falling. It's like a smoke screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's only like a couple $100.
Well, you have to learn.
Oh.
It's only a couple $100 to do it, but you have to spend the time training and you have to go to classes. It's just like parachuting. You gotta get a license.
Right.
Well, that makes sense.
Unless they.
Because you don't
Will
just
they do
want to see
this
people
stand-up?
kill themselves. Because obviously that's a.
Yeah, you actually have to jump tandem a few times before you can go solo.
That makes
Yeah.
sense though, because that's elegant suicide right there.
It is.
Yes.
Oh, look at that jerk at the end.
Actually,
Did you see that jerk out there?
actually, it's suicide without the commitment.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see. You're not really into it.
Right.
Like if I survive, awesome.
All these people got commitment issues. That's all I'm saying. That's why I want to do it.
Is that why they're all men?
No, there were some women in there.
But that's I want to do that. If I get the opportunity, if anybody ever offers me the opportunity to do that,
Let's do it.
I'll take it.
There's some sheets upstairs. You got a roof right
I
here.
don't want to die. I just
Hey, let me tell you. There were some kids during spring break in Fort Lauderdale that were doing that. They were taking sheets out of the off the bed, off the 20-story, and they were
Ew.
dropping down to the beach. One of the kids caught a wind.
Yeah, because sheets aren't designed for that.
Yeah, smashed him right up against the
Building.
building. Yeah.
Yeah, sheets aren't designed for that.
Yeah.
See, I'm not saying like I don't feel bad when things like that happen, because I know they're just trying to have fun. And,
Darwin Awards.
and we've all done that. But that's when you
How you say we all? I have never jumped off of a 20-story anything.
Speaking of Darwin Awards,
I'm talking about humanity itself.
Oh, okay.
speaking of Darwin Awards, my favorite winner of the Darwin Award, because you know, in order to be a recipient of the Darwin Award, you have to die, because it means, well, actually, the technical,
That's an award they hand to your
Yeah.
loved ones.
the technical is you don't have to die, it's just you can no longer reproduce, and
Fair
most of them die because once you're dead, you can't reproduce. The only guy who win it who did not die, the only guy to win it who did not die, he was on a golf course. His buddies dared him to put his testicles in a ball washer. So he climbed up on there, he did that, and then one of his buddies just cranked that wheel.
Oh.
Now, it's separated. Like they're no longer there,
Makes sense.
so he can no longer reproduce.
Bravissimo.
Yeah, that was meant to happen forever. Like,
Yeah.
that was
And
before he
I'm
was
thankful.
born.
I'm thankful that
His
he is
entire
no
life
longer
led
allowed
up to that
reproduce.
moment.
Yeah.
I know, but it's like when you hear about a guy who dies on a motorcycle, he's going a wheelie, going down an interstate, 80 miles an hour.
Yes.
I can't feel bad. Like I'm just like.
Are people asking you to feel bad?
Well, no, but people are like this guy died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People die every day.
That's what happens when you're driving a motorcycle on one wheel going 80 miles per hour.
Exactly.
You're probably gonna die.
So you giving me permission to not feel bad if you take a wingsuit trip and don't come back?
Oh no,
Exactly.
I wouldn't hold that.
I would still feel bad though, because I think you alright people. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
no.
But if it
No,
happens,
you know what? If I die, you have permission to laugh at my funeral.
Oh, I was gonna do that anyway.
Yeah, I think that was
No,
unanimous.
I don't want people crying at my funeral.
Yeah, like
I'm
want
gonna
them
talk
laughing
a
at the stupid
$5,000
shit that
sex
I've done
doll
and celebrating me.
into your casket with you, so you can always have her.
yeah, break that.
Hey, you know
piece.
what? If you're gonna spend $5,000 on my funeral, God bless you.
Yeah, oh, absolutely, just for you.
Nah, you just throwing away $5,000 at that. You gonna have to get that dude from Otto come and dig it
Right.
up.
I'm just gonna get you one of those like those.
One of those blow-up dolls.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
$20.
there you go. There you go.
With a
$14.99
cigarette
on
on it, you
sale.
can't blow it up anyway.
Right, it's always deflated.
Yeah,
It looks
just
like-
wad it up in a ball and throw it in my casket.
Cute.
My specialty at work is to say something that can be taken either way, and then when they take it the wrong way,
Mr.
I look at them
Innuendo.
like, "What's on your mind?"
Mr. Innuendo over there.
Oh yeah. So Halloween, I had this kid. He knocked on my door,
Whoa. Should we stop recording?
dressed up as a pirate.
Okay.
Where's your mind going, bro?
Hey, bro, I don't know you.
You're the
I'm
one
just
telling
saying.
jokes about priests at Little League.
We've just been we've been in
Okay,
a lot
that
of
was
different
fine.
places
All right.
during our conversations.
But I'm not the priest. That's what I'm saying.
Understood.
Just making sure.
So the kid,
Mr. Innuendo.
kid's got a speech impediment, right? Cracking me up. So he knocks on my door. I said, "Oh," I said, "that's a great costume. What are you supposed to be?" He says, "I'm a pirate." I said, "A pirate, huh?" I said, "Where are your buccaneers?" He says, "Under my bucket hat."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the bad joke.
Yeah. You see how a joke's supposed to be told? See how that works?
Mine was just as good.
No, dude.
They were
You used the word plethora.
Yes, because it means a lot.
And speaking of Quasimodo, you know he couldn't ring the bell, right, with his hands. He had to like run up and smack his face into the bell. And one time at noon, after like 11 times, he was a little bit dizzy. He missed right off the edge of the tower. Splat! Everybody gathers around and says, "Damn, does anybody know who this guy is?" No, but his face rings a bell.
Do you recognize how you're supposed to deliver it? Like using words like plethora? It's too much thought, man. Nobody wants to think
Is that
about
what it is?
plethora. Yeah. No, I'm just saying for what it is. Like if you have a joke that needs some setup,
Yeah.
do not use multisyllabic words.
I'm gonna tell you guys what. This was a pretty good episode. We've been doing this
Has it
about
been a
50
full episode already?
We
Yeah.
almost got like almost another.
Yeah.
Because the first one was like 30 minutes. This one's running into about 55 minutes. We've already.
Wow.
Hey, it's good.
But that's how you know it was a good one.
There's a lot of stuff we're gonna have to edit out of this one.
Is there?
We can't put a 55-minute video on there.
Oh,
We're gonna
true.
watch this for.
But you can break it up.
Right.
Yeah.
Like edit out
You
the
did
parts.
part one and part
You know
two.
what?
We already have a part 1 and part 2. That's what we did today.
Would you say the first episode?
Second episode.
Oh, it's so hard to keep up. So
2 or number 6 doesn't really matter. Why do we have to label stuff?
did you just say or number 6?
Yeah.
Anyway, y'all, it's been an awesome time. Make sure you are doing the subscribing thing. That bell that's in there, you might want to go ahead and tick that.
Hey, comments. We want comments.
Oh, absolutely. And let us know what you are liking, what you're not liking. If either of these two jokers should return, like we're keeping him.
Yeah. Cody, I don't know.
He was a special invite, and we're
I
starting.
am special.
We're starting to think about rescinding our invitations to.
But I
Let
do
them
want
know
to
you still want to see me.
Yeah, definitely comment.
Thank you for coming, guys.
Oh, we absolutely appreciate
Thanks
you.
for having
It was
us.
a good show. It was funny. A lot of insight.
Except for plethora.
Plethora. But just remember,
Cornucopia.
Oh, and if you did enjoy any of the jokes told here, you can pick up a copy of the Cerebral Assassins joke book at the link. We'll include the link here, and you can go ahead and pick that up from there.
It's not my book if he's writing it. That's all I'm saying.
Hey!
bye, guys.